Welcome to The Explainer. We're about to dive into one of the most, well, profound and honestly unsettling passages in all of Scripture, Romans chapter 12. We're going to try to uncover what it truly means to live a new kind of human life, a life that's really only possible after the resurrection of Jesus. You know, when most of us look at the commands in Romans 12, it's easy to just see a checklist, a list of virtues to try and tick off. But what if it's something way more radical than that? What if it's describing an entirely new reality, a new world with its very own laws of spiritual physics? So yeah, let's get beyond that checklist mindset. Because what we're about to see is that these verses aren't just some random list of good deeds. No, they're a single, coherent portrait of a new kind of humanity being sketched out right in front of us. It is so easy to just flatten this passage into a series of separate commands. You see love sincerely, and you put a little mental check mark next to it. You see bless your persecutors, and you think, okay, another task to accomplish. But doing that, it misses the entire point. See, these commands, they aren't separate items on some spiritual to-do list. They're all symptoms. They're all the outward signs of one single, profound internal shift. A life that is just no longer organized around protecting and preserving itself. This is what a person actually looks like when they stop trying to save themselves. So let's start where it all starts. The very first command. The one about love. It isn't some gentle suggestion. It's actually a pretty dangerous warning about what true love really is. And it sets the stage for everything else that follows. Okay, so in Romans chapter 12, verse 9, the call for genuine love uses this Greek word anupakritos. And what it literally means is a love that is unhypocritical, a love that wears no mask. And that tells us something that's maybe a little uncomfortable. Hypocritical love was a big problem back then, and it's still a big problem now. So what does this counterfeit, masked love actually look like? Well, it's the kindness we perform just to gain status. It's that warmth we offer that carefully avoids any hard truths. It's the way we sidestep any real conflict just to protect our own reputation. It's basically love as a performance. And this is the crucial point. Genuine love is immediately defined by what it rejects. The verse doesn't stop. It continues. Abhor what is evil. Hold fast to what is good. What this means is that true biblical love is, well, it's morally allergic. If your love never recoils, if it never resists or says no to evil, then it's not love at all. Now, this new way of life, it doesn't just mess with our idea of love. It completely overturns the world's obsession with honor, with competition, with climbing that social ladder. Think about it. In the world system, both then and now, honor is treated like a scarce currency, right? It's something you have to fight for. You have to accumulate it for yourself and protect it at all costs. And giving honor to someone else? That often feels like you're losing. But in this new moral physics, that logic is completely flipped on its head. The command is to outdo one another in showing honor. Suddenly, honor is no longer something you hoard. It becomes a gift to be given away freely, and even eagerly. I mean, how is that even possible? Well, this command only makes sense if your value, if your identity, is already settled and totally secure. It assumes something absolutely radical, that you are free from that frantic, desperate need for external validation because you already belong completely to Christ. And the result of that? It's a life that's free from status anxiety and all that emotional competition. The command in Romans chapter 12, verse 15, isn't just about being polite. No, it's about being free from the envy that poisons our joy for other people and free from the detachment that keeps us from truly entering into someone else's pain. All right, now we get to the most severe and, let's face it, counterintuitive commands in the whole passage. And what we're about to find is that they aren't about being passive or just being nice. Not at all. They are about a form of strategic, theological defiance against the very logic of evil itself. To bless those who persecute you is an active command. It means to actively will their good before God. And this isn't about pretending you're not in pain. It's a profound declaration of your freedom. It's looking your enemy right in the eye and saying, your evil will not reproduce itself in me. You will not dictate who I become. And then we get this psychologically liberating command from Romans chapter 12, verse 19. See, entrusting justice to God isn't weakness, it's disentanglement. Revenge might feel powerful for a moment, but it totally enslaves you to the person who harmed you. This is the only way to become truly free from them. Let's just be really clear about how evil works. It has one primary, very predictable goal: to make you become like it. It provokes you, you retaliate in kind, you mirror it. And in that exact moment, evil has won. It has successfully multiplied itself through you. So overcoming evil with good is not weakness. It is the ultimate strategy. It's a kind of moral jujitsu. Just like a jujitsu master uses their opponent's own weight and momentum against them, this approach uses evil's own momentum to defeat it, breaking that cycle of retaliation for good. So, what makes this seemingly impossible way of living rational? I mean, what could possibly empower a person to live this way? Well, there is a quiet but completely earth-shattering truth running beneath every single one of these commands. Let's be totally honest. Without the resurrection, this lifestyle is reckless, it's naive, it's just foolish. But with the resurrection, it becomes not only possible, but it becomes completely logical, inevitable even. Jesus isn't just the example for this life, he is the very reason this way of life is rational at all. And so, ultimately, this passage doesn't just ask, can you do these things? It poses a much more fundamental question to every single one of us. What story do you believe you are actually living in? Your answer to that question changes absolutely everything. If you believe the world is ultimately ruled by power and competition and self-preservation, then of course retaliation is the only thing that makes sense. But if you believe the world is truly ruled by the risen Christ, then retaliation is already obsolete. This passage is basically a manifesto. It's for a people who genuinely believe that mercy is stronger than violence, that humility will outlast pride, and that evil does not get the final word. It describes a life that is finally, beautifully free from that exhausting, draining need to win. In the end, this is what it looks like. This is the beautiful and also terrifying portrait of a new humanity, one that is being remade in the image of Jesus Christ himself. It is a life that's shaped not by the fear of death, but by the undeniable reality of his victory over it.